So welcome to the ZMY Begin class. Whoops. Remember that you can stop and ask me questions anytime you want to, okay? But we'll start by lying down on your back, knees bent or legs straight, you decide. I don't think either of you could be considered, we're always beginners, but this is still a good class to take nice and slow. We'll just do maybe a little less talking. Separate the feet and hang the knees together if your knees are bent. And we're just going to put both hands up by the heart today. The hands don't have to overlap. Just do your best to get flat shoulder blades and just have your hands in the upper part of the body. And as you begin to breathe, start to release tension or gripping in the body where you notice it's happening. Maybe you can let the hip joints soften a little bit, the belly, the shoulders, the face. And we're going to do the 5-5-10 breath today. So, and this, when you're doing this, it never has to be those exact numbers. It could be, it's a little bit different than the box breath. We inhale, we pause, and we exhale. So as long as the exhale is longer than the inhale, you can make the numbers whatever you'd like. We'll take a couple more just regular breaths, just so you can identify the quality of the breath that you have brought to your mat this morning without judgment, just noticing and exploring. And on your next inhale, we'll go ahead and count to 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pause the breath. 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale for 10 seconds in your mind. And then start again. Inhale for 5, hold or pause for 5, and exhale for 10. And we'll do 4 or 5 rounds of this. If you feel like you need to take a breath in between, then go ahead and do that. Once you're done with your 4 or 5 rounds, take a really deep inhale, just one deep inhalation. Separate the lips and exhale. And go back to regular passive breathing. You can remove the arms, see if maybe your breath pattern has changed a little bit. Maybe it's the same, whatever. Still tapping into the parasympathetic nervous system to keep everything balanced this morning. Let's go ahead and press the lower back into the mat and then bring the knees up towards the body one at a time. We just want the lower back to be flat. And then go ahead and rock left to right. Keep the belly soft here. And then slow down your rocking, bring the feet down. We're gonna straighten the left leg and just hug the right knee by itself. And in fact, bring and interlace your fingers behind the right knee, bringing the knee as close to the body as you can. While we do this, the feet stay flexed, left leg stays active, and your shoulders are gonna stay soft towards the floor. And once you have your knee as close to the body as you can, start to press your heel up towards the ceiling. The reason we're doing it this way is it gets right into the belly of the hamstrings. If we go right for, say, the toe or the outside of the leg, you know, sometimes that can still get into the ends of the muscles, which we don't want. And take a couple more breaths here. Unless you have the length in your hamstrings already, of course, then it's completely safe. Go ahead and bring the heel back down towards the body. Hold your knee with your right hand. Bring the knee up and rotate it out to the right. So not just pushing it open, we're rotating it up and out first, going with the natural movement of the hip socket. The left hand is going to stay on the left thigh, just to guide that down towards the floor. Feet are still flexed. Take another breath or two here. Bring the knee back to center. And then we're going to cross over the other side of our mat. So take the left hand, extend the right arm, and come into a twist here. Knee goes off the left side of the mat. And you just go as far as you want. Just stack the hips, or, you know, we don't want the right shoulder too far off the ground. Start to cut off the nerves there. And we'll exhale and come back to center. Straighten that right leg. And then hug the left knee. Hug it first, like the outside of the knee first, before you interlace behind the knee. So get the knee as close as you can, and then interlace. And then start to push the heel up towards the ceiling. Just, this will give you the honest truth about your hamstrings. Notice my knee is bent a little bit, and that's okay. Shoulders are soft, jaw, throat, all soft. Bring the heel down towards the body. Left hand grabs the knee, right hand goes on the thigh. Rotate the left knee up and out. And we'll breathe here. Come back to center. Switch hands. Right hand goes on the knee, left hand extends out. Come into your twist off the right side of the mat. And the right leg is still straight. Go ahead and come back to center. And then bring that left foot down. Bend both knees once again, bottoms of the feet together, and drop both knees out. Bring the arms overhead. We're going to take a stretch here in our Baddha Konasana, which is a bound angle pose. Just one long stretch. And then hands come down, bring the knees back together, roll onto your side, and press yourself up. Okay. Ooh, the snow has changed since we had laid down. Okay, I want to really focus on our forward folds today. Okay, we'll just focus on forward folds. You know, we started with kind of checking out the hamstrings and seeing how tight they were. Roll up the back of your mat, or get just a thin blanket to sit on. Put it underneath your sitting bones. And put it underneath your sitting bones in a way where we're not sitting the same way we were. We're actually tilting or rolling off the sitting bones so that the pelvis becomes tilted forward. And then extend your legs. So it's almost as if there's just a very little bit supporting, but that little bit will lift the hips up and over to what we need for the spine. Now take your strap. Actually, let me grab mine really quick. Sorry. Take your strap and put it around the feet, the ball mounds of both feet. And we're pressing the ball mounds of both feet into the mat or into the strap. And that's going to keep our legs active and our femurs grounded. Here, you might already feel a stretch happening in the back of the legs. Okay. What we're going to do is engage the bandhas. So lift the pelvic floor, zip up the abdominals, and then exhale and start to hinge from the hip creases. You might not go far. That's okay. Just pull the elbows or the shoulder blades back. Chin stays lifted, legs stay active. And we'll try to take 3 or 4 breaths here. You might be able to go a little further at this point or not. Just stay where you are if that's the case. And then inhale, come all the way up and release. So when I do this, it gives me an honest assessment of where my legs are and how, honest I can be with my spine in a forward fold. The other side of that is, because we always want to check in with that, but the other side of that is also don't stop yourself from growing too. Like always see where you are with your feet. Yes. Is my spine perfect right now? No, but I'm also engaging everywhere I'm supposed to engage, right? So my shoulder blades are back. I can still feel a pretty darn good stretch in the back of my legs, but I know it's safe. Okay. All right, let's do it with the one leg now. So bend the right knee, drop it out to the side. Keep your strap off to the side. So we're going to do just what we did with the forward fold, pelvis tilted, all of that stuff, engagement. Exhale, reach forward for the foot or the outside of the leg. You still might be here, and that's fine too. I think both of you are grabbing the feet. And so keep that leg engaged, shoulder blades back, soften the shoulders away from the ears, chin towards the shin. The more you engage your abdominals and kind of concave, kind of sink it in up and pour the upper body over, the safer you'll be. One more breath here. Inhale, look up, and exhale, release. We'll do the other side. Close the knee joint first, drop it out. Even if you need that support under your knee, this is still accessible. Inhale, lengthen. Get the engagements. Exhale, fold. Shoulders back, chin towards the shin. Still pressing through the ball mound of the big toe so we can keep that femur grounded. One more breath here. And then inhale, look up, and exhale, release. Good. All right, straighten the legs out, bounce the knees here for a moment. We're going to remove the blanket and revisit that when we're standing up. And let's go ahead and do a twist here. It's just going to be a bend the knees, bring the right heel towards the left sitting bone. Good. And if you're good here, bring the knee a little bit straighter. See if you can slide that heel a little bit more. And then we're going to take the left foot across. We're good here? Okay. Right hand goes to left knee, so opposite. Left hand goes behind you. Inhale, lengthen. Now I'm going to think of tractor twisting all the time. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, revolve to the left. So just find a spot and stare at it. Keep your drishti, your focus, and breathe. And then go ahead and come back to center on an exhale. Now we're going to do this with the right leg straight. So uncross the legs, straighten the right leg. Take the left heel to the outside of the knee. And instead of twisting like this with the hand, which we can do, certainly can do, see if your elbow can go to the outside of the knee. Just see if, I mean, part of this is always seeing where you're at, like we were just talking about with the hamstrings. And if this is not an option, stay here. We'll take 3 breaths. And then exhale, come back to center. Go ahead and release. It's certainly, those twists are not just about twisting the spine. It requires, especially that one, a lot of muscle in the rib area. Yeah, we must have lost Liz. I'm guessing her connection maybe got bad or something. Yeah. Okay, let's do the other side. So take the left heel towards the right sitting bone. And then if you're good here, just go ahead and point the knee all the way forward. And then take this right foot and cross it over the left. Nice. Do you feel like your hips are doing pretty good and they just keep opening more? Good. Okay, so first we'll hold on, left hand to right knee. Support yourself with your right fingertips or hand. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. And just like that, there is no traffic on Main Street. Now we have big fluffy snowflakes coming down and everybody is gone. Take a few more breaths here. Go ahead and release. Uncross the leg. We're just moving mindfully here. Straighten the left leg. And then take that right foot back over to the other side of the knee. Good. Now start to twist so you can see if your elbow will get to the outside of this right knee. Oh yeah, you're good. Okay. And definitely use your fingertips or a block with that right hand if it's not comfortable staying here, but just a few breaths. And go ahead and exhale, come back to center. All right, bring the bottoms of the feet together one more time after all of that pressing in. Just drop the knees out. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, round the back, fold forward. Press the elbows into the legs. And then we'll inhale and come all the way up. Bring the knees towards each other. Come to hands and knees, but we're not going to stay at hands and knees. I want to just do thread the needle with you, and then we'll go to our bellies, okay? So take the left hand to the center first. Inhale the right arm up. And then exhale, slide it through. Let's just try to reach as far as we can with the right fingertips. Keep pressing the left hand into the mat. And then inhale, come all the way up. Other side. Right hand to center. Do you think your right hand will be okay putting weight on it? Okay. Inhale the left arm up. And then exhale, slide it through. Keep breathing here. Imagine the arms releasing or draining. And then inhale, come all the way up. Okay, so we're gonna come down to the front side of the body. So just bring yourself, lower yourself down. And we're gonna do that awkward arm stretch that we've done before. So forearms are gonna touch the mat. You're kind of lifting yourself into this Sphinx pose. But what you wanna do is reach the right hand to the corner of the left mat. See if you can see me okay. And then reaching the left hand to the right corner. So you're just making a big X with your hands and reaching as far as you can. Not super comfortable for the chin. It's kind of awkward, but you should feel a really good stretch in the arms here. And then we're going to slowly uncross. So be careful just doing this. We don't want to pull anything. And then we're switching whatever arm was on top is now on the bottom. So the left hand will reach for the right side first, and then the right will reach for the left. And then go ahead and exhale. Start to unravel the arms in this direction. Good. Use your right arm as a pillow. Bring the left heel towards the butt. So go ahead and grab the foot or the heel. Go ahead and release. Switch sides. Grab the right ankle or the right heel. And then go ahead and release. Bring your hands to your lower ribs. Push yourself up to hands and knees. And then we're going to come into child's pose from here. So either as you sit on your heels, do prayer hands behind the neck, or grab towards the feet and let the arms rest. And you can stick that blanket, remember, behind your legs and sit on that if you still have that space going on. Take one more breath here. Any stress or tension, let it leave the body in this releasing pose. And bring your hands back to the floor. Push yourself up. Bring yourself to hands and knees. We're going to come into downward facing dog here. So curl the toes under, lift the hips up and back, pedal the feet out, press the floor away from you. And then we'll walk towards the front of the mat. So inhale to look up, step forward. Exhale, fold. Shoulders back. Inhale, come all the way up, nice and slow. Palms together, exhale, hands in front of the heart. How's the snow by you right now? It is really coming down here. It is so pretty. Holy cow. All right, so I want to do a forward fold with like kind of breaking it down like we did in the beginning. So if you have your block nearby, grab your block. And you've done this before. We're going to put the block on the mat on its tallest setting, just right below where our face will be. Our hands are going to reach it. Come into mountain pose first. So back to bringing your hands on the heart, finding your breath. The breath hasn't actually been lost, but we have to rediscover it several times throughout the day, right? And be sure that your weight is shifted so that everything feels balanced. Not too much on the outsides of the feet or the front or the back. Everything is nice and even. And then we're going to release the hands, blink the eyes open if you had them closed. Feet are going to be hip width apart at least, or sitting bone width apart, but just be sure they're not directly at each other. Put your hands on your pelvic rim. Oh yeah, you can bring them closer, Robin. Yeah, so just have them like right under your sitting bones, kind of. Yeah, so bring your feet closer together. And then hands on the pelvic rim so we can actually kind of tilt the tailbone forward and then lift it up. So just kind of play with that for a minute, just tilting the pelvis back and forth. And we want to end up with the same position we did when we were sitting. So we use that blanket or the mat to lift or tilt the pelvis a little bit, which will look kind of like this with our sitting bones lifted. And then we're going to strengthen the legs, lift the pelvic floor, zip up the abdominals, and press your feet into the mat so it feels like you're ripping the mat apart with your feet. And then start to tip forward. So we know the legs are engaged. When your hamstrings stop you, bring your hands to the mat. Take a few breaths, shoulders back. You're going to keep ripping that mat apart and lifting the sitting bones. Good, looks good. You're already on the floor? Okay. Yeah, no, you're able to do it. So I want to see where your hands are on the floor. Are you fingertips? You can bring your hands to the floor. Okay, good. Just drop your head. Now, for you to bring this further, you're just going to start walking your hands closer to your legs and come into a true fashion forward fold. Eventually, your face is going to touch your knees. So that's the direction you're going in. Yeah. You can grab the back of the calf muscles. Yep. And just start pulling yourself together. Do you still feel like everything's engaged in the legs? Everything's good? Okay. I'll take another breath or two here. Go ahead and bring your hands back to the mat. And then we'll inhale, look up. So come back to a halfway lift here, just to keep the blood, get the blood even again. Bend the knees a little bit. Inhale, slowly come to a standing position. Palms together. Exhale, hands in front of the heart. All right, let's grab that strap. Your forward folds are progressing so much. It's crazy. Love it. We're gonna do wide leg forward fold with the strap for the arms, okay? So have your hands touching the legs, palms facing forward as you grab the strap. We're gonna keep the hands here. If your shoulders are feeling tight, you can always, once we're upside down, you can always slide the hands further away from each other, but we'll start here. Inner edges of the feet are pointing forward. Inhale, lengthen, engage the legs like we just did, lift the sitting bones, tip forward, and bring the arms up and towards the head. We're gonna breathe here. Just drop the head completely, let it dangle. Good. Another breath or two. Keep your head dangling, but bring the arms down to the lower back so we can drop the strap. Now interlace the fingers behind the back. Press the palms together and lift the knuckles up towards the ceiling. Now release the hands. Bring the hands to the floor and lift the head. Lots of upside downness today too. That'll be good for your lymphatic system. Bend the knees slightly, hands to the waist. Very slowly press up. Come to a standing position. Bring the feet together. Doing good? Okay, let's do a couple of sun salutations. We'll do 1A and 1B. So start at the front of your mat. Inhale, bring the arms up. Exhale, fold. Remember your forward fold. Just go as deeply as you can every time now. Good. Inhale, lift the head. And exhale, step back into chaturanga. Keep engaged. Good. Inhale, lift to a cobra. So chest, shoulders, head. And then let's go back into child's pose for 5 breaths. Rest your arms, however your favorite way to do your child's pose. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, lift the head. Come to hands and knees. Curl the toes under and exhale into downward facing dog. From here, we're gonna bring the right leg forward and drop the back heel. So we're coming all the way up into a warrior 1 here. So inhale the arms all the way up. Try to get the inner arms to the ears. Rotate the pinkies in towards each other. And we're taking a few breaths here. Have your focus point and breathe. The shoulder blades are soft towards each other, sliding down the back. And then we're gonna bring the hands to the floor. So bring the hands down. Bring the right leg back, downward facing dog. Lengthen through the tailbone. And then bring the left leg forward. Warrior one on the other side. So press the feet, inhale, come all the way up. Keep breathing here. Press the outer edge of the back foot. We're going to bring the palms together, hands in front of the heart. Lift the back heel. Okay, so lift it up. And then we're going to move into a warrior two from here. So rotate your foot out and slide your stance a little bit wider. I know my back is facing you now, but we're going to do this on both sides. So right shoulder back, extend the arms. Look over your left fingertips. And is your front knee bent? Yep, okay. Good. Soften the shoulders away from the ears. Inhale, straighten the left knee. Pivot your right foot out. So we're just switching sides. And then we'll exhale and bend the right knee. Yep, and just make sure the knee's not going beyond the ankle. So just check your knee. Look over the right fingertips. And take one more breath here. And then straighten the right knee. Bring your hands to your waist. Pivot the right toes in and bring the feet together. Come back to the front of your mat. We're going to take the block and just have it nearby and ready. Left leg will come back. So kind of like warrior one legs, the hips are facing straight forward, just like that position. But for this pose, our knee is going to stay straight. So that you grab your block and put it on the inside arch of that front foot, the right foot. So that way we can use it if we need to. I want you to try this first though. Palms together behind your back. Overlap the thumbs. And you're just going to keep pulling the shoulders and the elbows back and pressing the palms together. If this ends up peeling apart, that's okay. You're still going to be opening the shoulders. If it's just not going to happen today, then you can grab wrist or ankle or elbows. But just try this first, okay? All right. So inhale, lift the chest. Same thing on our forward fold, even though the legs are separated. We engage everything and fold forward. If your knee has to micro bend, that's fine. And actually press your feet and come up a moment. I want to see your hands real quick. Turn around so I can see your hands. Okay, can you flip your fingertips up towards the shoulder blades? But keep your palms together. Here, let me show you really quick. So your hands are here. Your thumbs are overlapped. And then you bring the fingertips up this way. Let me see. You're doing it. All right, so you reach those fingers up as high as they'll go. Don't sell yourself short. Press your palms together, get them up there. Are you feeling a big stretch in the shoulders? Okay, let's go back to where we were. Because if you can do it, why the heck not do it then? Right? All right, here we go. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. We're just taking 3 breaths here. Your hands will lift, pull the shoulders back, elbows back. And the head goes towards the knee. Press both feet. Inhale, come all the way up. And then release, come back to the front of your mat, Tadasana. Give your wrists and arms a break before we move on to the other side. Did you know you could do that with your hands? Oh my gosh. Because that's a big deal. You had them pretty, I mean, they were together and everything. That was great. Okay, so we're gonna do it one more time. So go ahead with the hands first. Bring your palms together behind your back and then overlap the thumbs and start to wedge the fingers up. Good. Bring your right leg back when you're ready. Lift everything energetically. Inhale, lengthen, and then exhale, fold over your left knee. Pour the body up and over. Yeah, so engage the belly. Yeah, keep pulling the shoulders back, elbows back, pressing the hands towards each other. And remember, you have a back foot too, so we keep pressing the back foot for this one, just to stabilize the back. Try to take one more breath. And then press the feet away from each other to help you come up safely. And then hop back to the front of your mat. Release the hands. Ah, that's so good. Good stuff. Okay. I do want to just do tree here, but if you want to, oh, I can't hear you. What was that? Oh, okay. I want to do tree here, but I also kind of want to see where your hip is. So lift your knee. I think you bring your knee above the pelvis. Yeah. Okay. So lift the knee, take your foot and come into half lotus. Good. Let the knee drop down as much as possible. You can hold your foot. Yeah, you got it. Drop that knee down. Good. And then we'll just take the wall or hand in front of the heart. Find your focus point and breathe. Yep, keep pressing that knee open and down. One more breath. Maybe two. Go ahead and release your right hand and then slowly release the leg. Extend it out. Good. Do the other side. And if you need to take the wall, go ahead and take the wall. Have your spot and stare at it. Another breath or two. Release the hand and release the leg. Stretch it out. All right, come to the front of your mat. Inhale, lengthen. Or I'm sorry, inhale, reach up. And exhale, fold. Inhale, look up. Exhale, step back, chaturanga. Inhale up. And then exhale, just bring yourself to hands and knees. We're gonna cross at the ankles and lie down on the back. So we'll do bridge pose. We're gonna do it 3 times today, okay? So bend the knees, get the heels sitting bone width apart. Try to see that your feet are nice and straight. Shoulder blades are flat. And then we'll inhale, lift the pelvis, press the feet, maybe walk the shoulders towards each other, maybe interlace the fingers. And breathe here. We're taking 5 breaths. Release the fingers, lower the pelvis. Take a breath. We'll hug our knees at the end. We don't want to hug them just yet. Prepare for your second back bend. And inhale, lift. You can have your eyes open or closed. And lower. Take a breather. You can rock the knees back and forth or just be still. And we'll prepare for the last back bend. Inhale, lift. Try to soften the tongue and the jaw. Keep pressing your feet. And lower. All right, we're going to take a breather here, unwind the spine, and then bring the knees up to the chest. Rock left to right. And then draw circles with your knees, both directions. Rotate the hips. And then when you're done, go ahead and bring the feet back down. We're going to extend the legs and take a really long stretch. And take your time here. Point the toes, circle the ankles, rotate the wrists. And if you feel like you need another twist or something like that here, go ahead and do that. Otherwise, you can get your blanket, you can get something to cover the eyes, anything like that. And we'll get ready for Shavasana. A nice, long, snowy, hibernating Shavasana. So whenever you're ready, you can bring the arms down, palms facing up. Begin to take some deep breaths. Smoothing out the forehead. And feeling the eyes fall back into the sockets. Release the jaw, the throat, and the collarbones. And feel the weight of the entire body sinking into the mat. And just allow yourself to be here, to be still, and to breathe. Bring your awareness back to your breath. And when you're ready, slowly begin to wiggle the fingers and the toes. And bringing movement into other parts of the body, whatever feels good here. And then go ahead and roll onto your right side. Use your arm as a pillow. And you can sit up whenever you're ready. Bring your hands together in front of your heart. Thank you for letting me guide you this morning. The teacher in me honors and appreciates the teacher in you. Thank you. Thank you.